broadcast. All right. So apparently we had to start a new broadcast in order to play Elden Ring, because that's how Sony works with the PlayStation streaming, apparently. See, this is why I wanted a separate streaming card. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start a new game. Why don't we? Let's see, what do we want to do? If we want to go Gwendolyn, we'll do a Gwendolyn build. But we want to be, I think, Dex and Intelligence, so that we can use a bow. If we're gonna go Gwendolyn stats. Is it Lynn or Lynn with a... We'll do it like that. Let me see. Let me see if that's how you actually spell his name. Or their name. Gwendolyn. It is a Lynn and not a Lynn. All right. I think I should have... Yeah. This is my Gwendolyn. Tarnished. They're beautiful. I don't know what Gwendolyn's eyes actually were like in the base game, because they didn't really do the textures of Gwendolyn's eyes in Dark Souls 1, because, you know, it was... you never saw his face, so there was not really any point. So I made them this bluish aqua color, but they look kind of green, which is fine, I think. There we go. Why are their eyebrows this color? They're like peach. I don't want peach eyebrows. Why are they peach? There we go. We'll overlay that. Keepsake. Always gotta get a golden seed. And I think we're good. Let's go. Let's go lore hunting.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between.
The lands betwixt.
Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring demigods all claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint
The
of
mad
their
taint.
newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead.
This voice actor goes so hard. I love it.
The call of long lost grace speaks to us all.
Horalu,
Horalu,
chieftain of the Badlands.
the
Ever brilliant gold mask.
Fear,
The deathbed companion.
the loathsome
Some dung eater.
and Sir Gideon Ofnir. The all-knowing.
The all-knowing. Arise now, ye tarnished. Hello, Nars. We are now playing Elden Ring because I don't have Armored Core installed because I did not expect to beat all the bosses today, but I did.
And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown.
I done did it. So next stream will be Armored Core.
Cross the fog
Hey, Joe.
to the lands between. To stand before
For the Elden Ring. Is it bad that I know this entire
And become the Elden
Elden
Lord.
Lord? I know this entire beginning by heart. Arise, ye tarnished. Ring of Mikola. Should we ring it up? We look so happy. We did it. Oh my goodness. Ring it up. You got a tarnished, wizened finger. Is this the poor wizened child? A finger of corpse wax. So emaciated the bone is visible. So it is a relic of those who came before, left to those who would come after. We also got the golden seed as a starting item. When the Elden Ring was shattered, these seeds flew from the Erd Tree, scattering across the various lands, as if life itself knew that its end had come. Corpse Wax crew, you know my boys. I love me a Corpse Wax golem, or gargoyle, or whatever they call them, I forget. They're my boys. Magic Glintblade, an old sorcery of the Carrion royal family, creates a sigil overhead from which an enemy-seeking Glintblade appears after a brief delay. This sorcery can be used while in motion, blah blah blah, said to be a prototype of the sword phalanx sorceries wielded by royal enchanted knights. And then we got the prisoner clothes, which is just basically it's filthy, unwashed, stinks. Why are you here? But the Rift Shield is pretty interesting. An antiquated charm that glares back at an enemy, it boosts focus. The fact that it's called a Rift Shield, like a tear between two things. A rift perhaps between Light and dark, chaos and order. And is the fell god that which lies between the two? We'll never know. We'll never know, but we can have it in our brains. Yeah, it is really interesting. Or maybe it's just like things staring in. Like from a tear in space and time is the outer gods, maybe even the fell god, looking in and starting to, you know, cause issues. Chaos as well. Kind of looks like a giant eye. Anywho's, moving on. Pressing the Bloodborne buttons since we were just playing it. Just opening that door and the first thing you see is this. It's absolutely amazing. Gosh, it's gorgeous. This game is beautiful. And they deliberately set it at like the evening time when you come out, so the tree looks its most bright and beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous, right? You just feel like you're transported. You're like, oh, now this is fantasy. You can already see like different towers. I think that's a church over there. And other buildings in the distance. Just beautiful. And then you're like, of course, FromSoft, you gotta do this kind of stuff immediately. No, don't hit me, please. Ah! Almost hit me. Whoop, they got me. Okay. I think we're not long for this world, but we can still try, right? I think I died. I noticed I was looking, when I was playing on my computer, I got this mod that lets you have like a photo mode, and the grafted scions actually have like peacock feathers on them, which is like not a feather type we see anywhere else in the game. Like they're like these iridescent feathers. They're very beautiful, even if they're absolutely heinous beasts. Here comes girlfriend number 1. Okay, time to start the harem. I was transmigrated into a fantasy game, and now I have a harem. The number 1 is my boy Bach. For real.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all.
Yeah, love is forever, right? Right until she burns herself in a giant fire or whatever.
One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
And just because I take on the Chaos Flame because I want to save her, then she gets all mad about it. Our other girlfriend. Our bodiless girlfriend. Notice, please, that the first time we see Torrent, he is stepping on water. Indeed, he is stepping on water. Yeah, lots of spirits are associated with water in Elden Ring. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's really, really cool. Yeah, the stone boats, definitely. There's like, it's very much in the Norse mythology kind of, you know, sending, and maybe even Old English, I'm not sure, but like putting someone's body on a boat, like to send down the river, like their soul is traveling on to the next place. A bottomless sea, accepting of all that is and can be. I just love that you're just collecting fingers and your character never questions it. They're just like, oh, neat. Yeah, I guess I need that, actually. Guess I needed that, and I'll take it. Look at our thin little legs. We got no booty, man. Flat as hell, look at that. We're bottomless. Yeah. Hello.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come
Indeed.
to the lands between for the Elden Ring?
Not really.
Of course you have.
Actually, my name's
No
Gwendolyn,
shame
and
in
I'm
it.
looking for my brother. Have you seen him?
Unfortunately for you,
Likes
however,
dragons.
You are maidenless, without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without
Lambkin.
an invitation.
My
to the
lambkin.
Round Table hold. You are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Wow. Wow, dude.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless.
Stop calling me that, okay? It hurts.
Vare. Take care.
Do you want to be
listen.
my maiden?
Are you familiar with Grace? The golden light.
Great
that
to
gives
meet you,
life
you're an
to
asshole.
you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times.
I do see that.
Is the guidance of Grace, a path that a tarnished must travel.
Okay.
Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you
I think
tarnished
Vare
to the
is
path you
like
are meant to follow,
the
even if it
I guess
leads you
podcast
to
bros or
your
whatever
grave.
that like kind of like make people into incels. Like he's not an incel himself. He's just like putting out content to make men or anybody feel less than, so that then he can manipulate them. So basically Vare is a
Grace's
podcast bro.
guidance will reveal the path forward.
Sorry, I fell down
Most
for a second. We're fine.
certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff.
Podcast bro
the home
Vare.
of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
Yeah, Manosphere Grifter, definitely. Thank you for having the right words, William. I was like, what do you call those guys? The podcast, I can't speak. Podcast bros? The podcast bros? Guys, look at this game. Do you have anything else to say to me?
It's time you set off, I should think. To Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you. If you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
Don't stop it. Right, do you think we can fight that? What do you guys think? Allocate. We can fight it. Can we kill it? That's the question. So let's pretend like we've never played this game before. So we come out of here, right? We're walking down, we see a big guy, we're like, okay. We've already been killed by one boss. I beat Lauren's first try. You know, we're hot off Bloodborne. Couldn't beat the Grafted Scion, but we can get this guy. Come here. the smart move is to not get hit. Casting magic takes so long when you're low level. Ah! That die scream. I do love the voice acting for the characters in this game. Oh! Do I not have any runes? Well, I guess I had none, so... Sarah, I appreciate you. I'm gonna go talk to Kale. I know, the scream. Oh, I think he noticed me. No, we're fine. We're fine. He didn't notice anything. What has he got? Eyes on the inside? Mm-mm. Oh yeah, definitely. Both are very risque. I know, you just go into a bush and do this, and you're fine. Absolutely fine. Hey, sir.
You're a tarnished.
Oh, that's rude.
It. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
About Kale, tell me about yourself.
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness.
I do love the nomadic outfits.
It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
It's really interesting that they all know that only the tarnished being around keeps the world from falling apart. Yeah, being a tarnished is, you know, not exactly the best, but also they know that we're the only reason why the world hasn't completely collapsed. I have nothing.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye. They're like, be fodder to Queen America and keep the cycle going. But little do they know that I'm going to set the stars in motion and bring an end to all things. Hey, look, it's the sun! And the moon! And the tree! The sun, the moon, and the tree. Accepting of all who is and can be. Ronnie, my dear. I always have to side with Ronnie, right? Either that or burn it all down. I guess we can go in here and see. I think you can get the first spirit ash from inside here. Oh, rune fragment. Very important. You just gotta. Yep. Also, this. Iron mask forced on a prisoner convicted of an appalling crime. Thick, heavy, and utterly stifling. A foul creation designed to torment the wearer, either slowly fermenting hatred within their heart, or a spiritual fervor that is near indistinguishable from it. So I wonder if we have hatred or fervor. I guess that'll be decided as we go through, but I think it might be hatred. Perhaps we should go down the chaos ending. Well, madness indeed, because the shield. Although the shield protects, gives you focus, which is interesting. Oh, strong guy. Oh yeah, I wanted to read the rune fragment. Stone fragment found near places where ruins have fallen from the sky. These shards of stone are believed to have once been a part of a temple in the sky. They glow with a faint light from within. So when you first see this, you're like, well, I don't see anything here, so where could that possibly be? And then you're like, well, I don't have a map, so what does that mean? Let's see how far we'll get in here before we're absolutely destroyed. Now, I'm not a parry pro when it comes to these kind of games. Ow! Oh god! I immediately bleed to death. Oh my god. Oh, it is awesome when you first see it get bigger and bigger. Ouch. Root resin. Resin secreted from the roots of the great tree can also be found near trees on the surface. I mean, it's basically blood and flesh sap. The roots of the great tree were once linked to those of the Erd tree, or so they say. And it is for this reason catacombs are built around great tree roots. And then this is where very early in the game they're like giving you ideas of previous trees. You're just like, okay, so we have an Erd tree, and we have a great tree, and this is a big tree that looks a little bit like that tree outside, but maybe different. Also, there's people here on the bottom. But there's also people coming out of the trees on the top. I don't have my monocle thing yet. Because we just started, so I can't zoom in, but you can see it there. Excuse me. Ow! How did you hit me from that far away? Ah! No. No. Stop it. That was rude. Yeah! Ah, I always get them to... They always land on top of me when I do that. Let's see. First time playing this? Yeah. Like, what is this magic? This game is so good, yeah, and the content keeps growing more. I know. I am. After playing Night Rain, I'm super excited for Night Rain. Maybe not lore-wise. Like, I don't think it really has anything to do, although it could. But it just seems fun. Did that manage to make it? Nope. Well, we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Oop. Yep. We're fine. Alright, alright, alright. Can we do this? Yeah, yeah. I really did enjoy it. Yep. We're fine. We're pros, guys. We've done this a million times. We're pros. We've done this a million times. Look at these stupid little gargoyles. Oh! We're fine. We've done this a million times. We missed. Game is easy. I haven't even been hit once. Haven't even been hit once. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything you saw before, an illusion. Madness. What is this, a game for babies? Is this a baby game for babies? Pretty sure only babies play this game. I'm just ready to get absolutely murked. I haven't even died in this game. Not even once. I beat the first 2 bosses, no problem. Ow! Can you just get over here? Alright, so we got 2 items now. Oh, we got a few. Okay. White flower that blooms in catacombs. A spirit nestles close to it. I love this art because you can just barely see the, well, you can obviously see it very clearly, but the shape of the ghost there, it's really cool, especially compared to, like, the just normal glovewort. And of course our favorite. And of course we got the smoldering butterfly. And St. Trina's lily, a symbol of the faith of St. Trina, dulls the senses, preventing agitation. And this early in the game, you're like, I don't know what a St. Trina is, but okay. And you have no thoughts on the butterfly. You're just like, cool, it's a butterfly. It's like, yeah, butterflies are neat. Okay, I thought he was gonna come at me faster, but he didn't. I miss every time with his stupid weapon. Our EP girlfriend, yeah. I'm not obsessed with St. Trina. Talia. Just trying to murder you because the girl he likes talked to you. It's like, I can't help it that I'm a Chad and you're not. Look at this Chad face. Look at this absolute Chad. Like, come on. You can't compete, Talia. I'm sorry. The girl I like talked to you. It's like, I'm sorry, Talia, but St. Trina likes me best. Ow! Should have rolled forward. Come here. Come closer. I don't want to fall into that trap. Come on, dude. Oh, I fell down a hole. I lived. I lived, guys. It can only be me. Oh. We have a chance. Got a chance, boys. These gargoyle enemies are really interesting because they're like supposed to protect it, but they have very like get away from me moves where they're like thrashing and moving backwards. I do like Talier's character. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the DLC that I really, really do like. I don't know why I try that every time. I don't know why I keep trying to do that, and it never works. I'm out. I'm out of healing juice. Riz for days, for real, for real. I love, I think Talier's, armor from the DLC is some of my favorite. I just like his whole mask aesthetic. Yeah, Saint Trina's whole vibe is awesome. Sleep stuff is awesome. Love it. I think I have a gargoyle chasing me, but we're just gonna sit over here. Oh, I didn't talk to that guy. Yeah, I think finding Saint Trina, like at the bottom of the well, still alive, like after the boss fight, is probably... I mean, there's a lot of cool moments in the DLC, but it's definitely one of the cooler moments in the DLC, where you're just... It feels so... It's not really a secret, because it's like, kind of leads you that way, but still, it's really cool. I like it a lot. That is a very good moment. Do you think we can beat this cat golem? Oh, I didn't talk to that guy again. Oops, sorry. For the lore. A proper death means returning to the Erd Tree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. But they can't. Because something tells me something happened to the real tree. Yeah. My heart also skipped a bit. I was like, the Saint Trina? The Saint Trina. Oh my god. If I ever were to cosplay anything, I have a friend that's really into cosplay. He's very good at it. But if I were ever to do cosplay, I think it would be Saint Trina. Let's go! Gotta be careful, we're Squishy Mage. He's coming fast. Woohoo! No thank you. Oh, we're out of magic. See, this is the problem with now playing with the HUD. They're mad. The cat's mad at me. Oh yeah, the DLC Spirit Worm. You know how I feel about them guys. Here he comes. Bam, okay. Oh, that was a big hit. Oh, that hurt. Oh, we did it. We did it. Noble Sorcerer's Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell. Used to summon the spirit of a noble sorcerer. spirit of a nobleman who once asked to be given a place at Rey Lucaria to learn Glenstone sorceries. His talents were insufficient to be worthy of donning the stone crown. However, and he is only capable of using the most rudimentary of sorceries. Let's see. And then the spirit worm, yeah. One of my favorite items in the DLC is actually the larval tears from the DLC. The fact that they are only born at night under the moonlight at graves. It's very much kind of links rebirth and reincarnation, once again with Ronnie and the night, and, you know, ending a cycle. And from the spirit is supposed to die and then be reborn, and grow that way. In my opinion, that's how I read the lore there. Doesn't mean it's right, it's just how I interpret it. Kale, give me your items. Let me waddle over to you. Rings and the things and concepts around them are important to the Elden Ring structure, that the talismans were put in place of rings, yeah. And any and all bells, small, large, active, broken, are important, yes. Like the sound, that resonating sound.
Wait, weren't you...
no, I didn't die, I'm fine.
Care to buy something?
I want this. I want this. I want my glowstone. And I want this torch. Yeah, and Elden Ring definitely carries on, like, the sound of resonance, being able to reach across dimensions of life and death and of different worlds as well, because obviously in these games death is a different dimension, or a different state in a different reality that you enter. Yeah, I know about the Asimi and the merchant quests, gathering dreams and all that stuff. And our dear, dear Mimic Tear, who's now just our greatest Ash and has no story.
There are others of my people who yet survive in these lands.
Ooh.
If the mood takes you when you meet one, then offer them some trade, won't you? My people, wanderers all have long been spurned by the grace of gold, which is why we cannot settle, but instead are forced into this pitiful, unceasing journey. But thanks to that, things are not so different for us now, though the Elden Ring is shattered. I think this makes us kindred spirits of sorts.
Indeed.
Your people, the Tarnished, and mine.
Indeed, we are both wanderers. Yeah, it would be interesting if it made it into the game, but I always think with those things, I love to learn about them, but it's also... I guess I'm conflicted, because, like, they were cut perhaps for a reason, and it could be just they didn't have enough time, but it could... excuse me. It could also end up having been because it no longer fit with the story. Like, when I do my own writing, sometimes I'll have, like, this, like, god or background or story that as I write and go through the story, it's like, ooh, that no longer makes any sense. So I'm actually gonna remove that part and rewrite it.
Perhaps you don't need to hear this, but see that no harm comes to my kin.
I would never hurt one of your
saying,
kind.
We wanderers, lament not your solitude. Expect no sympathy, no regard, nothing. But if anyone dares harm us, show them no mercy. That is our code, so to speak. Just the way we are. Deeply unforgiving.
I mean, fair. You were thrown into
Nice to do business.
a pit and went mad. Look at this cutie. Look at her big old ears. So cute. Oh my goodness. I don't do anything serious writing. When I was in college, I wrote a few horror short stories, and then wrote some fantasy stuff. I do enjoy like writing stuff for D&D kind of campaigns and stuff like that as well. I have D&D Thursdays where I play D&D with my friends. I don't DM. I haven't yet, but I have DM'd some Yokai Hunters and other TTRPGs with the friends. Someone interviewed Miyazaki and Miyazaki admitted there is a note in Bloodborne. It's found before the One Reborn, and it said it caused more trouble than clarification than he intended. Yeah, that definitely can happen for sure, where you're like, this will help, and you're like, actually that was interpreted incorrectly, and now it's just making issues. Because you can never, you can never guess how someone else is going to interpret what you say or write or do. Like, you could mean something completely benign. Like, this berry here can just be a berry, right? Roa fruit. But then the community can be like, but what is its deeper meaning? Do the amount of berries on the bushel mean something important to the lore? And I enjoy doing stuff like that, but maybe Miyazaki's over there being like, guys, it's just a berry. Radagon? I know, but I think we're supposed to draw the parallels between Saint Trina, Mikola, and Marika and Radagon, I think. So at least there's that, I guess? Yeah, pale blood. Because he was like, wait, you're supposed to find it. Oh, ouch. Did. I know, Radagon is one of my favorite, like, designs. The fact that he and Marika at the end are they're just a husk, pretty much being puppeted by the, I mean, I think Marika is still somewhere in there, but, like, when Radagon comes out, he just kind of, they're just like husks being puppeted around by the, Elden Beast. And it's so depressing. It's like, you were once a god, and now you're just... After being shattered yourself, you're pretty much... just a husk, as I said. It's also cool to think that, think about what is not said or included. Yeah, it's really fun to think about. And I think the point of, you know, them leaving those holes, partially, in my opinion, is so that we fill them with our own stories, because Dark Souls and Demon Souls are very D&D based, which is about telling your own story. And I think, personally, that's part of the reason why they tell the story the way that they do, so that you, as the player, can, you know, make your own campaign, your own story as you go through it. She does cast a long shadow. The Glow My Queen is so important to the lore, and yet we know nothing. The holes still tell a story. Radagon is the biggest villain to the game, in my opinion. I think after he and Marika fused, or whatever happened there, he started taking control. Taking control from Marika and orders from the Elden Beast right away, like a coup. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think Radagon became more fervent when he was separate from Marika. So if he ended up being fervent towards the greater will, definitely makes sense.
From beyond the fog.
Our girlfriend, she's actually come to talk to us. I'm not maidenless, Sivare.
I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens?
I have.
They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid,
Let the dating sim
are
begin.
maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
I think the Empyreans are on some sort of divine network akin to the GW? What's the GW? Oh, Greater Will. I see. I accept.
Summon me by grace
I'll be your
to
girlfriend.
turn runes into strength.
I'll be your partner. Oh wait, that's not what you were talking about? Oh shit.
Another matter.
I was just
I bequeath to
talking
you
about something
this
else.
ring.
Oh, a ring? Oh my gosh. You're already proposing? I don't know. This is so soon. Yes.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a
I think she is. She's
spectral
proposing.
seed named Torrent.
I said yes.
Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect. Shall I turn your runes to strength?
Yes.
Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
I know we're holding hands. Oh my gosh. And they're glowing. Oh my god, guys. I have a girlfriend. Ugh. And I just came after being called... I just came to these lands. That came out weird. Okay, anyways, we're moving on. Oh, I'm so sorry, my words. Oh, she's moving very fast. Yeah, let's forget anything just happened. Anyways, we're moving on. We're moving on. Run away from my problems. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I've always wondered, like, how the Empyreans all talk to each other. They could have some sort of, I don't know, divine
Oi! You there? Could you help
link.
us out, Cully?
Cully. Goat?
You? Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you can't see me.
I think I found best boy!
What'd you go and do that for?
I'm so sorry, William. Oh, I did not mean for it to come out that way.
Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell.
Forget
weren't
all
you?
I said. Forget!
Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back.
Oh, Bob.
Not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really.
Honestly, my favorite ending is Ronnie's. I think it's the only ending where Marika disappears. Like, her body, like, goes off into, like, the same spirit kind of summons thing that any spirit does. So I think that's one of the only ones where she gets to rest, where she gets to move on to the next part of the cycle. And I think that's a kindness. Just as we had to kill Mikola, because becoming a god seems to be a cruelty in this world, at least under the greater will. Our good boy, we're gonna help you.
What a shame. When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned.
I don't need
So
anything.
This is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me.
Don't give me that mushroom. Hell yeah.
Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring back something of actual value. Then I'd be of some real use to you, I reckon.
I think one of the things that determines how you view the endings is definitely like your own upbringing and your own background. Like for me, I was raised in a very staunchly Christian conservative background, so my like thought is like bring the system down, break the wheel. Freedom of thought, freedom of people, destroy the greater will. I know, we get to marry Ronnie as well, so I get a whole wife from the Ronnie ending. And I also get to fly off into the stars for 1,000 years. Oh, I kind of like that. I like that a lot, William. Like we're each a piece of her soul that was shattered when she shattered the Elden Ring, perhaps. What do you think, guys? Can we get him? I think this guy's gonna be easy. Easy. I don't want to target that. I think this guy's gonna be easy. Nothing to worry about here. Look, he's stuck. I'm gonna poke his butt. No problem. This little guy better get out of my way. Dude, I'm trying to fight a giant boss. Can you not, little guy? Can you please leave me alone while I'm trying to fight this Knight Rider? Knight Rider, do you want to deal with this little soldier guy? I don't know. Ah, dude. Dude! I got sliced up. It's a revenge game. She told her kids, fix this or else I will. And then she does indeed, actually. I like that. That's really cool. But then she marries Ronnie? What? I can't have it be. It can't be true. One interesting thing to think about is that runes can be birthed like children, right? And so if you think about, America's different children able to house different aspects of the Elden Ring, were like birthed able to do it perhaps because they're a shaman, or perhaps because of the way runes work as concepts of reality. Maybe the Tarnished is that child which can hold the glue, I guess. So, like, some can hold the big pieces, but the Tarnished is the glue that holds the... I keep two-handing the wrong thing. Yeah, we're always hugging Fia. We're just giving her a hug. We're just gonna lay on her lap and have a little warm hug. And that's it. Ow! Ow! I missed. Oh, he got me. Cycles of Suffering 2. America tried to destroy that which inflicted so much suffering on the shamans, and without really realizing it, she ended up causing more suffering. Yeah, very much in tune with, like, intergenerational trauma kind of stuff. The only thing I can't figure out is why she needed the giants to be taken down, and why after that Radagon enters the picture. Well, we don't know that Radagon enters the picture after that. Like, we don't know it for a fact. It's definitely, there's like illusions there, and Radagon having red hair and being related to giants is definitely alluded to a lot. But... it could have been that Radagon was around as Marika's soul, just like Saint Trina was around, but he just wasn't important until later. Like, he was just like a weak... like, wasn't of anyone of any renown. As for the giants, I think definitely because the Fell God is... not definitely, but, one of the thoughts that I've had with the reason why the giants had to be destroyed is because the Fell God was a threat to the Elden Ring. It was a threat to the Erd Tree, which at the time represented the power of the... Elden Ring, and Marika already knew what destruction fire could bring to the world into the trees of, like, oh gosh, that's a good picture. Dang, look at that. But she knew what they could bring to, gosh. I'm losing my train of thought because I can't get here. But she knew what fire could do to her power, basically. I know! It's so rare to see the sun so bright in the sky. Between the moon and the tree. That's really awesome. Let's take a screenshot there. That's really cool. The Fell God. I think it's interesting that all of Marika's male offspring have associations with fire. So, like, Radon, his rune burns trying to stave off Melania's rot, right? And then we have Mesmer, who is has the abyssal flame. And then we have what's his face? Rykard. There we go. Rykard is related to lava, which is another type of fire. So they're all fire related, which makes sense because the male aspect is often related to fire, whereas the female aspects are often related to water. And maybe that's why Saint Trina, is in water. Ronnie's also, the moon is associated with water in this game. But interestingly enough, what's her face? Melina, our first girlfriend, is related to fire, unlike the other sons. So that's a pretty interesting one. But what does it mean? I don't know. It's just something I noticed. In researching for like videos of this game, I came across one of the gods of Jupiter, Uranus, Suri, which is I forget what kind of god he is. Is it like Etruscan? It might not be Etruscan. Let me see.
Okay, I found this on the web for witches. What kind of god is it like?
I did not talk to you, phone. What the heck? Oh, it's because I said Suri. I thought I said Siri. I did not. I did not talk to you, phone. I don't know if you heard my phone trying to help me out here. Yeah, I think, this is another point that I wanted to make. Let me type in God, let's see, God Suri. Shut up, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Jupiter. Because he is a volcanic, let's see, yes, ancient Roman religion. So, Uranus was an ancient Etruscan, infernal, volcanic, solar fire god. Also venerated by the Italic peoples. I'm on Wikipedia right now. He is depicted variously as a crowned man wielding a spear and a bow and arrows, enthroned with a black beard, a man with a wolfskin cap, wolf-like appearance, and even winged humanoid monster, usually wielding a sledgehammer or a sword. So very Elden Ring feeling, right? But what's important, I think, so, like, in the back of my brain, I've always thought about the ancient dragons as being the Sun Realm. I think I'm not the only person that's made this connection. I don't think it's a special connection. But I think it was during the time that Placidusax was Elden Lord with whatever god that was around. I think it was probably the Fell God, which was this volcanic, chthonic deity that represented all of these, like, the underworld and the crucible. And during this time, beasts became men. But just like there's still monkeys around, there's still beastmen around, it's just a split off in evolution. But like this type of person was, came from that same link. But the new men came from the stars, but they just happened to look similar, like convergent evolution. You know what I mean? We literally are tarnished, transmuting into gold to the end of the game. Mythology readings are a massive bonus. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. But, let's see. Yeah, and I think it was definitely a volcanic kind of chthonic deity in the vein of like this Surrey kind of god. That's just my opinion. Because he's also related to Jupiter, and we know Jupiter is related to lightning, and we know that the dragons wield lightning and all that stuff. Ah. Some of the smithing stones hint that once being colorful and are now drained of their prismatic light. I think the Glowmite Queen was the god that fled from the Dragon Lord when he was Elden Lord. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like although she's related to the twin bird, right? I wonder if one of the aspects of the twin bird, because if it's a twin, right, then it has dual aspects, which in our current reality are divided. So the male and female seem to be divided in the gods. Like Marika is cut from her male half, which is Radagon, just like Mikola ends up being severed from his female half, which is Saint Trina. So it seems like there's like this clear binary division that perhaps didn't exist in this twin bird era. I don't know that for sure, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Yeah, the red and blue of alchemy, definitely. And maybe it's just that is like one is the, female aspect and the other's the male aspect. The red and blue. Because in this world it seems like blue is often associated with magic, which is associated with the moon, which can be associated with the feminine. And then red is associated with fire and the sun and life and vigor, which can be related to the male aspect as well. Yeah. Oh, that was what I was going to say early, Nars. Thank you so much. Earlier, Nars. Thank you so much for bringing that back up. I was going to say, you can interpret Elden Ring's story through many different critical lenses. Like, I don't know if you remember when you were like studying in college or high school or whatever, there's like different lenses you can look at it from, like a Marxist perspective. Let's read this work. Or a LGBT perspective. Let's read this work and critique it through that lens. Elden Ring's lore is something that you can use to critique modern society as well. Like, I've thought about, like, okay, if I take Elden Ring's story, because I was an English major, if I take Elden Ring's story, then I can critique it in an aspect looking at Western society and the collapse of capitalism or democracy or something like that. You can also see it if you look at it in a religious lens, reading through, depending on what ending you choose, like how that would relate a story of religion and the search for meaning or stuff like that. You could write so many essays using Elden Ring as a backdrop, and you could find so much supporting evidence for whatever you're trying to write, basically. Definitely Miyazaki's lore is on crack. I know, it's like I could write an essay about pretty much anything using this lore, and I would find evidence, but I think that's just what a good story is that it rings true to so many people, and I think that's why Elden Ring became so popular, not only because it's fun, but because the story is meaningful in a way that stretches beyond a singular person, but gets at truths of the universe that maybe we can't figure out on our own, but all together we can figure it out. Yeah, definitely. Very much Lord of the Rings like. For anyone with patience to see, it's all basically the new standard fantasy work. Indeed, yes. Yep, you're right, William. Definitely. I think I could wax poetic about how much I love Elden Ring's story, and how it's all important stories, I think, capture those underlying human truths that we all encounter, no matter what kind of person we are. We all encounter hardships and feeling that we're struggling against an unfair world, and I think great stories capture that feeling and let us become a god and and make our decisions at the end. The frenzy flame is explicitly evil. I disagree with that, but I think it's just my perspective on what it is. I take it because I don't believe that the greater will is evil either. I think it's hard to explain. I think Shabriri is an evil entity that is using the frenzied flame for evil, and is like a really powerful entity doing that. But I think the frenzy flame itself, like chaos, maybe not the frenzy flame, but chaos is an aspect of the universe that exists but can be tapped into. It's like the end of all things, like chaos, but I don't think that is an evil thing in itself. It's like the stars exploding. The stars exploding in the end of the universe isn't evil. It's scary and terrifying, but it's not evil in itself. But if someone can harness that power and use it against other people, then it becomes evil. That's just my view of it. Yeah, I also agree with you, Nars. Mikola's ending is not a good one, in my opinion. I also think the greater will, even though it's called the greater will, doesn't actually want anything. It's just the universe's will to order things. Like, the universe has a penchant for ordering things just as much as it has a penchant for destroying them. That's just my opinion. I think I totally understand where you're coming from, William. It cancels out empathy. It has an evil nature, whether it intends to or not. Oh, I have the wrong thing there. Yeah, that's been my reading of, like, all the outer gods, is that they're more like forces of nature. It's like a tornado isn't evil. It's just a tornado. It doesn't know that you exist. It's just you happen to be in the way when it's doing its thing. Yeah, the Great Ones in Bloodborne. Like, it's like they notice you, but you're not ultimately important to them because you're like an ant. Like, maybe they'll take a notice of you and be nice, but maybe not, and to them, it's not a thing of empathy. Like, if a person were to crush an ant that bit them, we wouldn't say that person needs to be held on trial for it, right? And that's the scary thing about, they are huge in this game. They're gigantic, so they definitely need to be put down. But, like, the ants are huge. Should I be mean to these or I guess not golems, these trolls? Stop. Ah! Stop. Do you think he noticed me stabbing him? Oh gosh. So true, Nars. Sad but true. Sad but true. It's gonna jump. Ah! I didn't jump in time. He got me. Got him. Okay. Whew. Ah! I can't handle this guy. I can't handle the Kaiden Knights. Yeah, the tech billionaires are just the royalty of modern day. Like I've said, if I decided to be a serf, we're all tech serfs, right? But I might as well just choose one, and I'll choose Google, I guess. I don't think he noticed me. I think... Ow! My body. I don't have torrent yet, so... Oh no, I do have torrent. I forgot. I did get the torrent summoning thing. I forgot. Yeah, I mean, it's the reason why we love Elden Ring, right? Is because we have these philosophical, deeper meanings that we can get at from it. I know Torrent's been waiting for me. I didn't put him on my hotbar because I forgot. Oh, poor Torrent. My baby boy. My best boy. No, Bach's my best boy, but Torrent's my best, like, animal boy, you know? Like, you have a best boy pet, and then you have a best boy Bach. Dude, give it up. Goodest boy Torrent. I know. He's just there for you, and now he's even there for the, Elden Beast. So it's like a win-win situation. All right. Whew. We're gonna put Torrent on a hotbar. Take this off. We don't need that. We need Torrent. Oh, look at this boy. Torrent has someone's soul, or is someone's soul. Maybe Torrent is Melania's shadowbound beast. Hot theory, guys. You know how everyone has a shadowbound beast? That's Torrent. Alright. I think the sun's really putting in work today. Look at that. Torrent, put your head down. The sun's moving too fast. There we go. His hair is pale gold. That is true. I know! Torn has like a little light below him. You can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it on the stream, but he has like a little light in front of him. Thank you, Torrent, for being the light in the darkness. Alright, well thank you guys so much for talking about Elden Ring lore with me. As you can tell, I am such a nerd for Elden Ring lore. I could talk about it for ages and debate it with you guys. I appreciate you guys telling me your thoughts. I totally see where you guys are coming from. Even when I don't agree with them, I never want you to think that I'm like ever putting your ideas down. I just like to tell you what my ideas are as well. I think everybody's thoughts on it are just as valid because there's so many ways to interpret the lore and there's so many holes in it. So once again, thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time to speak about Elden Ring lore. Next time we stream, we will be playing Armored Core. I know, we don't agree with everything. Unsub. Actually, I'm never gonna interact with this channel ever again because we don't agree exactly on everything. Can't do it. Can't have that. Thank you for the stream. Thanking you guys for the stream. Thank you guys for joining. Have a good night.